Hey guys, welcome to Clean Coder YouTube channel. So today we are gonna be solving lead code problem number 442. Find all duplicates in an array. So this is a very good problem. Good in the sense that this has a really clever logic. Uh, so without wasting any time, let's go through the problem statement and then I'm going to explain you how you are going to solve this problem. Okay. So given an integer array nums of length n, where all the integer of nums are in the range 1 to n, okay, and each integer appears once or twice, return an array of all the integers that appear twice, okay. So you must write an algorithm that runs in order of n time and constant space, right? So you can underline, first of all the integers are in the range 1 to n, so they are positive, not even 0, and all the elements are appearing once or twice. So these two facts are what we are gonna exploit in the solution which we are gonna build. Okay, so first thing to keep in mind is that he's expecting order of n time, right? Order of n time points to the fact that there is only gonna be single traversal, like there aren't gonna be much traversals, right? There's gonna be single traversal. And the second thing is he's expecting constant extra space, right? So constant extra space is confusing in the sense that he's expecting us to return a list, but then he's saying to do that in constant extra space. So obviously he's telling us to do that without using any space apart from the array which we are returning, right? So just keep these two things in mind and you're going to be good to go, right? Now let's move to the whiteboard and let's take the example number 1 with us and let's try to solve that on the whiteboard first. Okay, so 43278231, this is the test case. 43278231, 43278231. Okay, so now listen carefully how we are gonna solve this problem. So we are not gonna do any sort of hashing or sorting or anything like that, because it's gonna for sure take the time or space complexity above what is asked. So what we're gonna do to achieve or solve this problem is we are going to modify the original array itself. So we are going to cleverly iterate on this array and we are going to modify the original array itself, and that modification is going to tell us which element is appearing twice and which element is appearing first for the first time. Okay, so let me change the color. Okay, so first element is 4, right? So for 4 we are going to place at index 3. At the index 3 we're going to make the element as negative, just to know that 4 has occurred once. Okay, bear with me, this is a clever logic, I understand, but this is how it is, right? Now let's pick the second element 3. So for 3 we are going to mark at 3 minus 1 position 2 as negative, just to emphasize that this element has already occurred once. Okay, now for 2 we're going to do that and mark at position 1. For 7 we're going to mark at position 6. For 8 we're going to mark at position 7. Now see, so for 2 when we are going to mark at position 1 we already see an element which is negative, so this emphasizes that 2 is occurring twice. Okay, and for 3 also we are going to see at position 2 there is already an element which is negative, so again 3 has already occurred once, so this is the second time it's occurring, so we are going to store it in a separate array. Okay, now for the element at position 1, 0 is positive, so no need to worry, right? So 2 3 is the answer, and that's what we are behind, and that's what we want to achieve. So without wasting any time, let me quickly code this up for you, and and this video is already 5 minutes long, and I don't want to extend the size of this video too much. So let's directly start the iteration. For int I is 0, I is less than nums dot length I plus plus. Now I'm gonna be taking element which is nums of I, and it's better to take the absolute because we are playing with negatives, right? And element is always positive, just to be on the safe side. This avoids a lot of bugs. Okay, int element is maths.abs nums of I, and then index is element -1. Okay, element -1. Now if nums of index is greater than 0, make it negative. Nums of index is equals to nums of index multiplied by -1. Okay, and if it's negative, it means this element has already occurred once, and this is the second time this element is occurring. So I'm going to initialize a result array list or list of integer result is equals to new array list. Okay, and then I'm gonna be adding this element to it, right? Result dot add element. Okay, that's it. I think if I return the result, this should do the magic in my opinion. But before submitting, as I always tell you, it's always good idea to try run the code in your mind for any test case. And let's say I'm try running it for example 2. So 112 if I take the small example 112 for 1, it's gonna make this itself as negative. Okay, now for 1, it's gonna see that at position 0 a negative element is there, so 1 for sure is occurring twice, and for 2 no problem, and the answer is going to be 1, right? So for this test case it's working fine. For the third test case, which is 1, I don't think there is going to be any problem for third test case. And first test case, I think we have already tried run that, so these 3 examples should at least run well. Not sure about the hidden test case though, so let's try running this problem now. Cannot find it. Okay, it should be math, right? Math. Good, our 3 test cases got accepted. Now let's try submitting it. Oh, very good. This problem is solved, and we have solved it really well. And this is, I would say, tricky solution, and it's not as intuitive and not as easy to get in the first go, but I think we have done a good job. And for more problems like these tricky ones, subscribe Clean Coder channel, and I'm gonna come up with a new problem real quick. And take care and bye bye.